was in a good spot. So it's sad to see it burn. We're going to go over a lot of things here. First, who's in charge of the LA Fire Department? It's these 3 lesbians.
It's a bunch. It's a bunch of lesbians, and their names are all some variation of Kristen.
So we're going to go through it. We have Kristen Crowley. She's the first LGBTQ fire chief. She makes almost $500K and went to Harvard Business School.
Yeah.
Interesting. The next person, Christina Kepner, first lesbian assistant chief to the LA Fire Department. Harvard Kennedy School for managing diverse organizations. So a lot of Harvard and a lot of focus on, I don't know, they teach you how to put out a fire at Harvard?
Yeah, the Harvard Firefighting School, I think that's right outside of the the astronomy scene over there.
And then we have Christine Larson, LA Fire Department's first lesbian equity bureau chief.
How much does that pay?
$400K a year.
Crazy numbers. That's what like the president makes, I'm pretty sure.
I think it's more. Yeah. It's close. And then co-founder of Equity on Fire. So we have all these lesbians, and they're focused on everything except for putting out fires and fire readiness.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Well, who would have thought you get the first lesbian chief, and then the next week you get the first deputy chief lesbian, you know?
So this failed. Republicans failed to oust Plaskett from House Intel and shock vote. Now, this is because not only did every single fucking Democrat, I want you to remember that. I want you to remember that. All of these people, Ro Khanna, right? The Squad, all these people who claim they're so horrified about Jeffrey Epstein. This was the first opportunity they got to turn the page and to start to deflect some of the accusations of hypocrisy around this issue. Why didn't you do this under Biden? Why didn't you do this under Biden? This was their first opportunity to say, it's a new day. That's it. Sunlight's the best disinfectant. We're too young to have been fucking on that island. We don't care. First opportunity, all of them lined up to defend this piece of fucking garbage that does nothing but drive people out of the party. Nothing. She does absolutely nothing for the Democrats but turn people off to Democrats. But, of course, you needed some Republican defectors given that unity on the part of the Democrats. So 6 Republicans did not support the censure resolution. And this is when you always know the fix is in, when it's just enough to get you over the number. Right. They made a deal. It's 214 to 213. They figured out who's bulletproof in their district, right? And those are the ones who were allowed to vote that way.
Surprised they didn't get Clay Higgins to stick up.
He's done enough this week for the AIPAC lobby. Yeah. So voted no: Lance Gooden, Don Bacon, David Joyce, and 3 voted present to get it right over the line. Now, the reason they did that was to protect their own corrupt politician who's been accused of domestic violence by his ex-girlfriend and threatening to release indelicate pictures of her. So the Democrats said, well, if you get rid of Plaskett, we're going to go after him. We have a tweet summing all this up from Marjorie Taylor Greene that we'll read. But here is Anna Paulina Luna calling out her fellow Republicans in the House as a whole on this.
What purpose does the gentlelady from Florida seek recognition?
I have a parliamentary inquiry.
The gentlelady from Florida will state her inquiry.
I was wondering if the Speaker of the House of Representatives can explain why leadership on both sides, both Democrat and Republican, are cutting back-end deals to cover up public corruption in the House of Representatives from both Republican and Democrat members of Congress.
The gentlelady has not stated a proper parliamentary inquiry.
Thank you very much, but I think the American people know what happened tonight.
The gentlelady may now shut her bitch mouth.
So here is Marjorie Taylor Greene explaining exactly what happened. Yesterday, after 5 ridiculous months of fighting the White House and the Speaker to get Congress to finally vote to release the Epstein files, a deal was made to stop the censure of Stacey Plaskett, a Democrat delegate from the territory of U.S. Virgin Islands, which would have also kicked her off the House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence that oversees U.S. intelligence activities for texting with Epstein during an oversight committee hearing in 2019. Plaskett texted with Epstein as he advised her questions during the Michael Cohen hearing, knowing his convictions and record of rape and trafficking girls and women. This was the reason for last night's censure resolution vote. What was the deal that was made? 3 Republicans crossed the aisle and voted with Democrats to stop the Plaskett censure resolution in a swap so the Democrats would not bring up the Corey Mills censure resolution for alleged physical assaults and threatening to release pornography on an ex-girlfriend and ethics violations and questionable military record. Apparently, he pulled a Tim Waltz and claimed stolen valor. You, the American people, should be outraged by this against both parties. And you should be asking many questions. For example, why does Plaskett, who is a non-voting delegate from a U.S. territory, serve on the House Intelligence Committee, Ways and Means, and Budget Committee? Those are very powerful, influential committees, and she can't even vote on the House floor. Honestly, when that came up with Schellenberger and Taibbi, I was wondering that. Like, why is she even on these committees? Like, why would they? I don't understand. That never made any sense to me. And Corey Mills serves on the House Armed Services Committee, Foreign Affairs, and subcommittees on intelligence. So why did both sides work together to stop both Plaskett and Mills censure resolutions last night in order to protect both Plaskett and Mills? Members of Congress like me never, ever receive such protection and never will. Instead of working to pass legislation that supports policies you voted for, passing our appropriation bills, and solving real crisis issues like healthcare, Congress is trapped in the quicksand of the swamp with no intention of getting out. And according to accounts, Nancy Mace actually screamed at the 3 Republicans who voted no on the House floor. So I don't know how reliable this is. It's coming from Nick Sorter, but he says that Nancy Mace will be moving to censure Corey Mills today. Several Republican members are livid over alleged backroom deals that killed the censures of Ilhan Omar and Stacey Plaskett in order to protect Mills from investigation. So we'll see if that actually materializes. But yeah, it's a big club and you ain't in it, man. It's bipartisan corruption. They wanted to protect their own corrupt member, so they did a quid pro quo. We'll get just enough votes for you to keep her. But as Marjorie Taylor Greene lays out there, on both sides, why? Like, why? Why are you going this far to protect these two? I mean, with Plaskett, with the connection with Epstein, and, you know, it seems like a lot of funky shit goes on the Virgin Islands. You have to start to wonder, like, why did she get put on these committees? Like, is she working for intelligence? Like, what was her relationship with Epstein beyond what we understand right now? Because it just doesn't add up that you would take a non-voting delegate and put them on these very sought after, very powerful committees. Like, why is that? And on the other side, why are the Republicans going this far to rescue a guy who, look, man, we know Republicans don't care much about smacking your woman around, but they do care about stolen valor. Like, why are you protecting this guy? The whole thing just makes no sense.
I mean, the Occam's razor perspective at this point is that, like, all of these people are corrupt and they all have, you know, skeletons in their closet, and they all know that if the gentleman's agreement is broken, that it's open season on one person, then eventually their number will be up.
Yeah,
Like,
well, that makes sense.
That's like the simplest explanation. It's kind of the only one that makes sense, especially with
it still
Stacey
doesn't
Plaskett.
explain Plaskett's career, though.
Well,
like, what is she even doing on those?
When it comes to the committees and the ranks and stuff like that, that's where you have to wonder. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of weird shit in the Virgin Islands. There's a lot of money in the Virgin Islands. You know, who knows? I mean, that's a rabbit hole. We can't do anything but speculate about that, at least for the time being. But But why everybody goes to bat for each other is because, yeah, I think they fear that, their number could be up one day if people start looking to their side, All right. Let's move right on along here. All right. It's your turn for the chance, right? So I guess we'll do one more over here and then we'll go to Rumble. Does that sound good, crew? Team? Thanks to the team tonight. Yeah. That sounds good.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. David Yeoman. 2, lock up these clowns. Hells yes. Already dead, 1967. Plaskett can vote in committee, House Intelligence, House Oversight. That might have something to do with it. Yeah, but even if she can vote in committee, why wouldn't you get somebody who can vote?
Just put someone else on the committee.
Floor vote. Yeah, because they can
put someone else on the committee, right?
What?
Can't you just replace her on the committee?
They don't have anyone else. Like, why would you get a weaker member?
Yeah.
Ready for revolution. Not one American can text their representative or senator's personal cell phone. I know it was so ridiculous for Raskin. Something like that.
A phone call from a constituent.
She's being a good representative.
Yeah.
Wow. We are required to call their secretaries and then are ignored. Hell yeah. Wesley, 1924. I'm curious how many of Stacey Plaskett's constituents have her personal cell phone numbers. Only the pervs. Only the pervs. Kit's Corner. Pam Bondi gives off ditzy Heather Locklear from Melrose Place vibes. Yeah, I'm sticking with Streetcar Named Desire. I want to celebrate the Epstein file release, but it's only a smidge to a giant international network that's still operating today. Yep, a network that the people who said they were going to expose it are clearly a part of.
Yep. Funny how that works.